My fellow pagans, today I will be going over the Reed. Now, I'm literally reading right out of my Book of Shadows, but I will be going over it in more detail than what's in here, but I just don't want to miss any part. Um, First, two lines, and I'll go down by 2 lines at a time, and then I will explain what each part means, section by section. The first 2 lines is, by the Wiccan law ye must, in perfect love and perfect trust. Now, this is pretty straightforward. It just means following the entire read without hesitation and without really, not, I wouldn't say questioning, but without really fighting it. The second part is, live ye must and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Again, very simple. Don't kill, don't steal. Let people live the life they want to live, just as you would want to live. True in love ever be, least thy love it be false to thee. Now, this I don't think is just referring to romantic relationships, but love as in family members, as in friendships, that type of love as well. Be true about it. Otherwise, they're gonna come right back at you with the same type of love that you gave them. And it will all be based on false ideas and false ideals. Next portion is, with a fool no season spend, nor be counted as his friend. This one is a warning that if you hang out with negative people, it will affect you in a bad way. Meaning, if you hang out with people that steal, people are going to look at you as if you steal. So, hang around people that give off a positive vibe, even if it's just a few people, is better than being with a bunch of people that give off a negative vibe, because it will rub off on you. Soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little and listen much. Now, it means don't touch or assume without knowledge of the item. Observe with your ears rather than spout nonsense. Meaning that rather than touching and seeing and thinking that that is reality, listen to the energies around you and use your sixth sense to know things. Listen to that gut deep feeling. The next part is, ever mind the rule of three, what ye send out comes back to thee. In a nutshell, karma. It said that when you make one deed, whether it be good or bad, 3 of those same deeds will come back to you. So try and plant and sow the seeds of good deeds that will reap the benefits of said good seeds. This lesson well thou must learn, ye only get what ye do earn. Meaning, you're not guaranteed anything in life other than to die. So earn your keep and, work for what you want. You won't just be given it to it. And especially with magic, because of the equivalent exchange, you have to give something up to get something in return. That's why I tend to stay away from the magic part of it unless it's something urgent that I'm willing to sacrifice something of equal value for it, because you don't know what you're messing with. And I believe that part really speaks to me. And the next part is, 8 words the Wiccan read fulfill, and at harm none, do what ye will. Again, this goes back to doing what you please, so long as it makes you happy, and so long as it doesn't hurt anyone. Diesel go by waxing moon, sing and dance the invoking rune. This is the perfect time to invoke or evoke when the moon is waxing. It is a time for things to gain money, to gain something, and waxing means when it's going from new to full, meaning it's growing bigger. Winter shins go by the waning moon, chant ye then the freeing tune. Now, this is the exact opposite when the full moon is lessening into a new moon. Now, what that means is that you want to chant spells that would break you from, like, addictions or rid yourself of negative things. The next part is when the lady's moon is new, kiss thy hand to her times two. And it continues on. Then the bow rides in the eve, turn to what you would achieve. Okay, now this all goes with the new moon, so that's why I read 4 sentences that time. At the new moon, pray to the goddess Extra. When the moon starts to wax again, do spells to achieve a goal. It is pretty much, the new moon is the highest point of the waning moon. Just as a full moon is the highest point of the waxing moon. When the moon rides at her peak, then thy heart's desire seek. When the sickle shows her face, release it old with grace. Now this means when you have a full moon, do spells of love and the ones pertaining to that month. Get rid of old things and habits when the moon starts to wane. Again, it's all in relation to the moon. Greet the days and greet the nights with joy and thanks for all the delights. Simple. Thank the divine for each day and every blessing and the day itself. Sing the seasons all around till wondrous awe and love abound. Fall in awe at the many seasons and what they bring. Not just the seasons, I would say. Oh, I lost my place. Not just the seasons, I would say, but Mother Nature in itself. It's just a beautiful concept in and of itself. Sing the seasons all around, yeah, I just read that. He the north wind's mighty gale, lock the door and trim the sail. Okay, these next verses are about the wind, and when they come from a different direction, they do have different meaning. Beware of the north wind, for it is a bad omen. That's what this is basically telling us. When the wind comes from the south, love will kiss on the mouth. The wind from the south is a sign of love and trust and friendships. When the wind blows from the west, hearts will find their peace and rest. This is a time for resting and relaxation. When the wind blows from the east, expect the new and set the feast. New things are bound to happen. Be brought up on east-facing wind, so celebrate with a feast. And now this part is all about the different woods. And yeah, it just is basically a list of what the woods are good for, but I will go down each one. Grape and fir and apple tree and hawthorn are sacred to thee. These are the woods that should be used only when doing a spell of extreme importance and no other will work. Willow, hazel, rowan, birch, and oak will give every search. Elder be the lady's tree, burn it not or cursed you'll be. Birchwood is a fire's goes, to tell us true what the goddess knows. Oak trees tower with great might, burn the oak for God's insight. Rowan is a tree of power, causing life and magic to flower. Willows at the water sand, to help us understand to Summerland. Hawthorn burn to purify, and draw the fairy to your eye. Hazel tree, the wisdom sage, lends strength that comes with age. White the flowers of apple tree, the holy gift of diversity. Grape grows upon the fruitful vine, sacred gifts of joy and wine. Fir's evergreenness declares life, to see beyond any strife. Heedy flower, bush and tree, and by the lady blessed be. Meaning, if you tend to the flowers and the trees, then the lady will bless you. Where the rippling waters flow, cast a stone, and truth you'll know. This speaks of using rivers in a form of water divination. 4 times the major Sabbaths mark, in the light and in the dark. The start of the 4 major holy days related to the moon. And then it goes on, as the old year starts to wane, the new begins with dark Samhain. Talks about how the year ends on Samhain. Next is when flowers blossom through the snow. This is the fair bridge that cast her seed to sow. Start of spring and Bool. When winter yields to warmth's return, let the Beltane fires burn. At this stage, winter is gone fully to summer, so celebrate Beltane with fire. As summer turns to Lammas night, first fruits and gain gods rich their height. The first season where we harvest goods. 4 times the minor Sabbaths fall, use the sun to mark them all. This is the start of the 4 holy days dealing with the sun worship rather than the moon worship. At Yuletide with feast and myrrh, we celebrate the God's childbirth. Yule is celebrated with drink and merry food under a new God. New meaning born new. Spring equinox, a star's feast. All newborn creatures will be blessed. This celebrates the festival of Ostara and fertility. When the sun has reached its height, celebrate the greatest light. The next of the holy days is the greatest light, Litha. Offer thanks at second reaping, Mabun poised for winter's sleeping. Mabun is the middle harvest, getting ready for the next winter. And that is all of our holy days, or Sabbath, both the major and the minor. Cast a circle thrice about to keep unwelcome spirits out. The number 3 has meaning of protection, so when we do the circle 3 times around, it creates an extra barrier protection. Divine the spell every time, let the spell be spoken rhyme. But more potent spells just rhyme it, but it's not necessarily always the case that you need to rhyme it, but the more rhyme and rhythm in it, the more potent I have found it to be. Follow this with mind and art, bright the cheeks and warm the heart. It will warm the heart and soul to follow this reed. And the very end of it is just the casual ending of anything, and that is, and merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. And that is the entire read, and I hope me breaking it down to you gives you a better explanation of what it all means. And thank you for watching.